Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we are playing The Devil's Gospel. This game was made by the wonderful Michaela Laws for Asylum Jam 2017. Fun fact, I actually suggested The Devil's Gospel as a name, and she took my suggestion and I freaked out. I was like, "It took my suggestion!" Yeah, I was freaking out. Anyway, without further ado, The Devil's Gospel is happening now. Prologue.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Hell yeah, you did.
Jonah Scott plays the preacher. Yay, good job, Jonah. And Michaela plays the devil girl, obviously. How could this happen to me? How could I have stooped so low to allow this? I can only blame myself. I was weak, vulnerable to the desires of the flesh. And now, here I kneel before the judgment of God, tainted by the red nails of Satan's harlot. Satine, will you accept this tainted soul into your flock, knowing what he has done?
You're really getting into this, huh?
Don't speak to me, temptress.
What? You came to me with a tent in your pants. Don't blame me for you needing to release some internal stress into a lady.
You are no lady.
And you're no man of God, now are you?
She's right. I let myself become lustful for companionship when I was willingly tainted my soul with desire. I have no right to call myself a holy man, much more a man of God. How could I earn my salvation now? My name is Harlow, a pastor and a Christian. I live in a rotting shambles of a church no one cares for or remembers. Do I regret my position? No. I speak to the Lord and carry out his will. Should he demand my silence, I will shut my mouth to any who seek to open it. Should he demand my praise, I would sing songs of his wisdom and love for all who would hear. Yet I find myself chained to the being not welcome in this world God has created. A devil. I have not ever imagined myself being held with such a sinful creature, but I had done so without the knowledge for whom I was holding in return. And all because I succumbed to the calling of such a vile sin.
You know, maybe if you prayed a little more, God would have stopped you from coming to my corner.
How much longer will I be tested? Have I not proven my devotion to you?
And he's ignoring me again. Great.
In the name of the Father, and the Son,
And the fuck me silly, amen and hallelujah.
do not speak of such taint upon this holy ground.
Holy ground? Bitch, where? I don't see any sign that says.
Shut your blasphemous mouth! This is a church, and you somehow slithered your way into this building.
You're cute when you're stupid. This church is nowhere on holy ground, or else your precious God would have stopped me.
Hold your tongue.
Hold it for me, baby.
What will it take for me and this place to be rid of you?
So the holy man finally asks. I was wondering how long it would take before you dropped your pants again for the devil.
Do preachers wear pants? Do they just have that robe thing?
Well, well, well. Got nothing to say now? You're about to make a deal with the devil and climb down a hole you can't climb back out of. You sure you want to hear the punchline before your joke of a life is over?
I've already tainted my soul with your stench. I might as well know what I'm bathing in.
Poetic. I'm slightly turned on by that mouth of yours.
Enough prattle out of you. What torment do you have in store for me?
Well, I could just take your soul now and be done for the day. But you're just too interesting to slice apart that quickly. Gotta savor my prey, you know?
This is what I've become now. Pray. Lord, forgive me.
So I'll make you an offer that may or may not piss you off, just to see if you'll take it.
What?
How do you feel about murder?
All about it.
You will not command me to do any such act.
Oh, I won't command it or demand it or whatever. Just a thought, since, you want to be saved and shit, right?
How would murder save my soul?
I'll make it simple, I promise. 7 souls, how about that?
Silence.
Come on, preacher boy. 7 souls ripped from this earth and I'll let you go. It's a steal if you ask me.
Dot dot dot. I've already dug my grave. How far will I continue to dig it? Fuck!
See, aren't I such a nice person? 7 souls for the price of 1. And you're gonna do the whole silent treatment thing on me now, aren't you?
Ugh.
It's not gonna work, you know. I'll just assume you've accepted my terms.
I cannot respond to her, but I cannot find myself denying this deal she has set before me. What can I do? If I deny her, then I will lose my chances of redemption and have her licking my heels until my death. But if I agree, then I'll be forced to commit the biggest atrocity known to mankind, one God forbids without question. My silence only leads me to the path of damnation.
I think I hear the cogs in your head turning. Creepy. Well, I'll just make myself comfy until you make a decision. It's not like I'm gonna let you go for free.
I will throw you out.
I will make out with your pillows and bed sheets until you make a choice. Or, better yet, 7 souls, 7 days.
What?
Did I stutter? 7 days for 7 souls. Do it, and I'll kiss the pavement on my way out. Fail, and I take your soul for wasting my time. Deal.
Her hand extends out to me as if she deserves to be acknowledged. But what choice do I have? I can only take it, biting my cheek in self-punishment for this decision.
Good boy. Have a good night.
Oh Lord, forgive me, for I have sinned. Oh Lord, forgive me, for I have sinned. And may my soul carry the strength to defy this abomination. Forgive me, Father. Chapter 1. The she-devil wants me to exchange 7 souls for my own. She believes that I will bend to her will. No, I refuse to give in to this creature's demands. She may have forced an answer out of me, but she will not force me to comply with her whims. I will take this time to prepare my soul for what is to come. I will banish myself and cast my body into the flames of hell. No being on this earth should have their life traded for mine. Let my sin be my own destruction. I enter my bathroom and stare in shock at what has been done to my body. Several large slashes etched across my chest taunted me and reminded me of the deal I have unwillingly made. Are these simple marks of my agreement or shadows of what I must do? I cannot bear to look at myself any longer and continue to dress for the day. When I am good and ready, I continue my journey to my calling. He is a sinner. The small knock beats on the front door. I know immediately who it is. Stepping forward and unlocking the doors for them.
Good morning, Helen.
Good morning, Pastor Harlow. Did you sleep well?
No. A small smile from an innocent soul. If only she knew the man she was speaking to.
I slept well.
A lie. Isn't lying a sin?
And how did you sleep?
The same. What would you like me to do today?
Get rid of the devil. The Satine. Helen is a dear friend who is willing to volunteer her time to clean the chapel and welcome in people who seek guidance while I am lost in my study. Without her, no one will ever dare come to my doorstep because of the rot. I am forever thankful for her assistance.
Nothing, outside of what you graciously bring already to this place. You are truly a child of God.
Thank you, Pastor.
And with silence understanding, she goes to dust off the pews with one of the many rags she brings with her. Maybe God guides her steps. Maybe it's her own caring heart that carries her forward. I feel a small twinge of jealousy in my chest and how pure-hearted she is. And thus the day begins. 7 a.m., a simple visit from a young boy praying for his mother's recovery. 8:30 a.m., a drunk staggers in and naps in a pew. 10 a.m., a woman slides into a pew and casts her head down in prayer.
Can I help you, my child?
Yes, I need a prayer.
Okay, this is probably one of my favorite lines in the whole game. These next 2 lines have got to be my favorite interaction in the whole game. All I'm gonna say is thank you, Vopsak, for your kind donation to make this happen.
Oh, for what?
Dinosaur erotica?
can't. It's too good. Oh my God, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Forgive me, chat, for I have sinned. Oh God, that will never get old. No matter how many times I play this, that will never get old. I need to play this in front of all my friends. There is no doubt I need to play this. It's for every single one of my friends.
Excuse me?
I need to go.
Bye. I want to look up dinosaur erotica now, just so I know what I'm getting myself into. Never mind, I doubt it. I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to sin. I'm joking, fuck that. Dinosaur erotica is now getting added to my library on Wattpad. A hasty exit and another trouble thrown out of my mind. By noon, silence reigns once more. A sigh escapes me as I sit beside the pulpit. What the fuck is a pulpit?
Is something wrong?
No. I lift my head to look into Helen's concerned eyes.
It's nothing for you to worry about.
Are you sure? It's okay if you want to talk about it.
I hold her hand. I do not wish for her to... Sorry, I thought of something funny.
I am all right. There is nothing you need to worry about me.
Wait, what? I look at the time. 5 minutes after noon. Lunchtime. Yes! One of my favorite times, besides breakfast time, dinner time, nap time, sleep time, gaming time, and sexy time. I stand with a revitalized smile. I fuck that word up every time I read this.
I'll get us lunch this time. Would you like anything specific?
A devil. Helen shakes her head.
I should be going soon anyway. I have to prepare for my night class.
College student! I feel that hardcore. It almost escapes me that she is also a college student. I can only walk her out and wave goodbye as she leaves to prepare for the night. She's awake a lot.
So, when are you gonna fuck her?
And my soul burns with anger once more.
Watch your tongue.
I'm just saying, she's cute. I'm surprised she hasn't offered to suck your...
Enough!
I snatch my jacket from the wall, preparing to go out and get lunch for myself.
Ooh, you gonna go get lunch? Get me something too.
Cool, what do you want?
I am not your dog.
Fuck off, dude. I would get Michaela lunch. Well, Devil Michaela, I'd get her lunch. I'd get any version of Michaela lunch, honestly. Because she has my heart.
You are so my bitch.
I enter my van, which is parked beside the building, and drive for some food. Meanwhile, my mind begins to wander. I can't help but think of what has occurred and what will occur. How does one truly say goodbye to the life and embrace the harsh punishment of hell? I don't know. You can ask... I don't know. My hands grip the steering wheel. My foot presses hard on the gas pedal beneath me. For all of eternity, I will... What? What happened? My vision, blurred and distorted, barely makes out the airbag pressed against my body. I can hear my heart beating in my head from the impact I made, but what on earth caused it? I weakly reach for my seatbelt and unfasten it, freeing myself from its confines before I open the door and stumble out of my car. The smell of gas and fire rushes through my nostrils and I realize what has just occurred. A car crash, one that I caused, or was part of. Which is the truth? This looks very familiar. I wonder where it looks familiar from. It probably doesn't matter. Flipped on its top was a much smaller car than mine, a Jeep. I barely caught the shadows of the 3 teenagers crumbled in their seats from within the smoke. A young man strapped into the back seat of the Jeep struggles to unlatch himself. The smoke, having cleared slightly, reveals his 2 friends in the front seat, with their necks violently snapped. Violently snapped. I'm turning country! He is the only one alive. But...
Pastor Harlow.
He'll be fine. He just needs some time to rest after the accident.
Sharky! Woo! I don't know why I flex like that, but woo, Sharky!
What happened?
Well, there were a group of teenagers racing around in a lot in a stolen Jeep, and they decided to take their excursion to the street. According to the police and eyewitnesses, they skidded in front of the minister and caused an accident.
Oh my god.
I agree. He's lucky to still be alive.
What about the teenagers?
Dead.
They did not make it. Seconds after the collision, the Jeep they had commandeered for their fun exploded. We could barely make out their bodies after the fire was put out.
This situation hits really close to home for me, and I'll tell you why. It's because my two best friends have Jeeps. And we ride around with the top down, we blast music, we drive really fast. And we don't care, we're just living life, having fun like regular teenagers do. We're teenagers. There's 3 of us. And we all own Jeeps. Holy shit.
Oh, Lord.
They had died in that accident. Because I wasn't paying attention. Was this my fault? It had to have been. Yet from the doctor's story.
How long will it take for him to recover?
Never.
2 days, maybe 3. If all goes well, we can release him on Wednesday night and let him rest at home.
Thank you, Doctor.
Well done. I didn't even have to do anything, and you already have a nice head start. I get it, you're a little deaf, but I know you can hear me, and your mouth isn't damaged.
What do you want?
I'm here to congratulate you. Is that such a bad thing?
My thoughts escape me. I do not wish to listen to this harlot anymore.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Hello? The 3 shithead teens who died in that car crash? 3 down. Oh, don't feel bad for them. They were adrenaline junkies who wanted to get off in a stolen Jeep without seatbelts. Karma's a bitch, ain't it?
You had something to do with this.
She wasn't even there.
Me? The devil you locked in your church before you left? While I'm flattered by your confidence in how powerful I am, I'm too lazy to set up a perfect accident like that.
When you're too lazy to let the preacher do it. No, this can't be. This is solely on my head.
Oh God, please don't start crying. I thought you were supposed to be holier than thou and shit.
Be quiet.
Subconsciously, I run my hand over my chest, across the fabric of my medical gown. Wait. I instantly stop, and a small chuckle rumbles from the monster beside me.
Surprise!
A doge! Where there were once 7, now 4 remain intact on my skin. The other 3 vanish without a trace of them ever being there in the first place.
Three down, preacher boy. Oh, and don't worry. No one else can see those nice little marks you have. I made sure of that.
So this is how you will torment me.
Again with the high and mighty bullcrap. You got into that accident, so technically you murdered them. Their deaths count.
Oh Lord, forgive me.
If you finish that prayer, I will backhand you.
Backhand me!
What do you want from me?
What do you want from me? You done? God damn it!
Hello, Pastor Harlow?
That voice sounds familiar, and I don't remember who it is. Shouting from outside my door is a faint, barely stretching through the cracks to my ears. What's going on?
Are you there? I really need to speak to you if you don't mind.
I forget who voiced her. God, it's gonna kill me. Is it Sour? I don't remember. I force myself out of bed, rushing toward my door to figure out who was calling me. I don't recognize the voice.
Jeez, I didn't know you were such a wildly desired creature.
Hell yeah. I cannot help but glare in her direction.
What did you do?
She didn't do anything!
Again, you're blaming me for shit I didn't do. Maybe someone's desperate to sing Kumbaya with you before going home. I don't know.
I clicked my tongue in disapproval and continued toward the door. I could hear the woman who was asking for me reach the top of the steps.
Now, before you do that...
Enough out of you!
I mean it, you might want to hear what I...
Quiet!
I grabbed hold of the knob and forced the door open, pushing it out to receive my guest.
Ah!
I could only stare as the woman who was reaching for my doorknob in return is forced back from the door and starts to tumble down the steps.
Huh?
How? No! Her body is just twisted and broken.
I swear I can't do anything with you. I told you to hold on.
The woman. How did she? When did she? Why did? It had to be her. It had to be her fault. She had something to do with this. I turn and glare at the devil, knowing that she made this murder occur.
You caused this.
She didn't even do anything. She sat there.
You can't blame me for this one.
I grab the cross that hangs from my door and hold it out toward the she-witch.
Begone, spawn of Satan!
Are you serious right now?
The power of Christ compels you from this holy sanctuary!
Dude, you're embarrassing yourself. Put that down.
I grit my teeth and tighten my hold on my cross, unrelenting in my desire to remove her from my life. The devil finally stops smiling and just glares at me.
I said, put it down.
Like I would obey her.
Ah!
I drop my cross and it suddenly ignites into flames in my hand. It clatters on the floor and stops burning at last, leaving a dark char on its wooden build.
Are you done having a tantrum? Do you need a pacifier too?
That's impossible.
Ugh, humans are fucking stupid, I swear. First of all, wooden cross. Easily ignitable. Idiot.
She then drops the cross into two pieces and drops both to the floor, and part of my soul tears at the sight.
Second, your soul is mine, bitch. As long as you carry my marks, no holy magic can save you from me.
No, I wouldn't let her control me.
Now you should be happy that you got another kill. That's one more soul you don't need to hunt for.
Sanctuary, Chapter 3. I think this is the second to last chapter. I stopped for a moment and looked around. No witty retort, no sarcastic reply to my request. Just total silence.
Where did she go?
I stood from my bed, looking around in my room and searched for the damned devil. Was I actually allowed to have a chance to breathe? I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help but fall to my knees beside my bed and clasp my hands together, pressing my thumbs to my lips.
Oh Lord, forgive me, for I have sinned.
Oh Lord, have mercy on me.
I have committed unspeakable sin, and I must ask for your forgiveness for my wrongdoing.
I have allowed this evil to walk through and envelop my life. I must not let it control me any longer.
In the name of...
A shout breaks through my prayer.
Huh? Who is...
Somebody, please, let me in!
Frantically pounding at my door, a boy cried for help. I rush out of my room and practically sprint down my steps, only to see the she-devil leaning against the locked doors, filing her nails in boredom.
Oh, hey, you done praying to the spaghetti monster?
The copy pasta monster. Move!
Huh? Why? You locked up for the night.
There's a boy who needs help.
The kid that's beating down your door? He'll be fine.
Move!
Dude, there's literally no point in opening this door.
You do not get to decide that.
What are you gonna do? Push me?
The boy continued to beat down the door. I could hear him crying and pleading for someone to form a sanctuary. Something was wrong. His fist echoed loudly in the chapel, slamming the wood doors in earnest. Push the devil out of the way. A jolt of courage ran through my body as I practically sprinted forward and shoved the devil woman off the doors.
Holy shit! Ow!
Finally, some control. I quickly maneuvered my hands over the locks and opened the doors. No. I could only stand paralyzed at the sound that reached me through the doors. I didn't even have to open the doors to know what had happened. The knocks and cries for help had stopped.
Man, those are some sturdy doors for a running church.
The sound of her voice, I felt another scratch on my chest melt away into nothing. 2 more. Was this also my doing? Was I destined somehow to surround myself with death and destruction? Was there some sort of sign? Was this some sort of sign from God?
Hey, you.
What am I supposed to feel?
Hello? You.
Will I become numb to this?
Hey!
A strong kick to my side forced me down onto the floor with a thump. I look up and glare, unable to stop myself from snarling in an undignifying rage.
You done?
Keep your filthy being off of me!
You know what? I'm not even gonna bring up the fact that you fucked me already. Oops, already did it. Get over yourself. It'll be over soon.
This is beyond any form of torture you can strike at me.
You really wanna bet?
I can't take it. I stand and march toward her, unafraid of her power over me.
Either I become a willing witness to murder, or you take my soul. Both roads will leave me scarred before God.
Now, when you say witness, you mean watching or actually participating? Because taking part is what you've been doing.
I can't control myself. I can't control my fist slamming into the wall beside her head.
Ooh, feisty.
Yet I cling to some form of control, able to bite my tongue instead of showering her in filth from my words. I am better than that. I will not stop. I will not stoop to her level. Not again. A moment of silence staring at each other in a battle of dominance. This church is my domain, and she has trespassed in it.
You know what, you little bitch? I am so sick of your whining and crying.
A pang of fear. Is she?
I'll do you a solid. I'll take care of the boy on your stoop, so you don't have to deal with the police and shit. And I'll leave you alone for the next couple of days.
Wait.
Why the change of heart? If you have such a thing.
Because despite me just sitting back and letting you do your preacher shit and killing people, you constantly point the finger at me, like I was the one who fucked a prostitute. So I'm just gonna clear out and let you figure out that you are the one who's doing all of this shit. I happily take credit for things I actually do, but a human is not gonna pin human shit on me.
I snap up her fingers and her body disappears into black smoke.
Good morning, Pastor Harlow.
Oh yay, it's Helen. A breath of relief.
Morning, Helen.
How are you feeling?
I am much better than I have been for a while.
At last, a truth. My soul isn't plagued by a dimmed vial of sin and punishment. For once this week, there is peace. A smile in return.
I'm glad.
She removes her hand from my face and returns to dusting off the pews. I watch for a moment. Will she miss me? Will she notice or care that I am gone? Would I be able to face her again if I'm allowed 2 more souls to be taken instead? Oh. The closer I am to my demise, the stronger the thought in my head rang out in base curiosity. Still, the day will not wait, and thus the day begins. 7 a.m. A boy comes in and prays for his mother's swift recovery. 8:30 a.m. A drunken homeless man wobbles in to sleep in a pew. 10 a.m. A woman walks in and sits in a pew, obviously waiting for me.
May I help you?
I'm sorry for what I said before. I was the one who...
Yay! It's my favorite character in the whole game!
It's alright. What can I do you for?
I wonder.
I really need that prayer. I've become obsessed with... Oh, I can't say it again.
Gee, I wonder what it is.
God will not turn you away here. Tell me.
I'm obsessed with dinosaur erotica, and I need to be cleansed.
It's happened. It's happened twice. I know it happens twice. But yes! Another strange moment in my church. But one I work out in the name of God.
I'm off. See you tomorrow, Pastor.
Hey, pretty lady.
Bradley! The drunken man slowly rises from the pews, awakened from his passed out state, and grins at Helen.
Hello, sir?
My. God gave you a gift, didn't he?
Bradley! He starts to stumble forward, gripping the pews for balance.
Sir, I have to ask you to...
You're wasting your time with the preacher, man. Let me show you the proper way to use your hands.
No, thank you.
Another step, another stumble before I find myself between the drunk and Helen.
You need to leave.
You need to not get in my way, holy man.
Oh my god. My skin freezes up at the sight of him drawing a knife from his jacket.
Nobody's gonna care for a dead preacher.
If he dies before the devil takes his soul or before he completes his task, what happens? Oh, no! Oh. Oops, that wasn't bad. Defend! I managed to grab his wrist and twist it back in his face. I managed to grab his wrist and twist it back to face the knife away from both of us, but the drunk grabs my neck in reply, pressing his dirty fingernails into my chest. Pressing his dirty fingernails into my flesh. Gripping his shoulder, I force him back to try and release his hold, but he swings our linked arms between us and aims the knife once again. In an act of desperation, I...
Oh my god.
You.
He stabbed himself. Or did I stab him? He fell back and cracked his head open on a pew on the way down. There is no life in his body. No breath in his chest.
Harlow? Are you okay?
Dead. The police and ambulance arrive, taking the body of the drunken man away. Helen relays what happened to the authorities while I sit in a pew with a blanket around my shoulders. I stare at the floor, reliving the moment over and over, trying to figure out what I had done wrong. I was protecting myself. I was protecting Helen. Yet a man died, and another scratch is removed from my chest. One remains, and some twisted, dark part of me screams in excitement. Chapter 4. In the name of God, amen. The last chapter of this part. I make my way down to the chapel, taking in the sound of the organ playing. I only knew one person who knew how to perform. This part's gonna fuck me up. At the bottom of the steps, I turn my gaze and lay my sign on Helen. I barely notice the high swinging of the cross that hangs above her. And all at once my breath stops and the air around me stills unnaturally. I had known too well that this was unholy magic at work. And I know who it is at fault.
You've returned.
I have, preacher boy. Can I get a welcome home kiss?
Hell yes! I find myself able to turn to her. The music in the air ripples because of her strange power over time and space. She stands before me, grinning from ear to ear.
What, not even a welcome home hug?
What are you doing here? The day ain't over.
It's about to be. Well, For her, anyway.
The devil woman points her free hand at Helen, who remains still in her seat by the organ. My heart stopped as I realized ahead of time her demise. The rotting chain holding the heavy wooden cross against the wall is perfectly aligned with her spot, and the cross would crush her instantly if it fell.
Helen!
She can't hear you, holy man.
Why? Why her?
You're asking as if I planned this. Look around. This place is rotting, and anything can happen in such a decrepit place.
Despite not wanting to listen to her excuses, she was correct. The church itself was withering and dying under my watch, and it was my poised blindness and neglect to realize it correctly. So all the deaths that happened. No.
I know you had something to do with all of these deaths.
With a growl of her own, the devil woman sneered at me.
That's what's wrong with you humans. You try and place blame on anything except yourselves when something goes wrong. I come along for the ride, taking a chance to snatch souls from under Angel Watch, and I instantly become the scapegoat for your bullshit. The one time I take a back seat, and suddenly I am the one at fault for everything. This is why humanity will die by its own hands, and we devils don't have to do a damn thing.
I stare, lost in her explanation. She expects me to believe her words? She truly thinks she is not at fault for this? At my silence, the abomination shakes her head.
I've had my fun. You're lucky I have to move on from this city. But I'm not leaving without a pet.
Eerily slowly, I can hear the chains holding the cross rot away and break. I turn to see it snap, and the cross begins to fall.
Make a choice, preacher. The girl or you?
Save Helen! I dash forward, not caring for my own safety. With Helen in my sight, I reach out and take her arm, and with my last of my strength, throw her away from the organ and the falling cross. Time seems to run in slow motion as I watch Helen reach safety. And I... Darkness. That's all I can see. I am wrapped by some form of cold embrace, and I feel my body floating into nothingness. Is this my afterlife?
Wow. You actually did that.
Oh my god! What's the worst way to die? To have a cross fall on you? And then the devil that's been haunting you saying, wow. I open my eyes to see the devil woman floating above me, arms crossed in disappointment. For once, I smile at her.
I would never let you touch her.
The monster snarls at me, lowering her hands.
Well, you still have my mark, so your soul is...
Her voice stops, and she looks up. And her eyes go wide in fear.
You.
I look over at last to see what has caused her such fright, and stare into the gaze of a being wrapped in gray and black coat, and a skull for a face. Behind the towering being float two other beings dressed in white and gold robes in their own, and carrying wings of pure white feathers. Are they angels? Weeping angels? The skull begins to hover its large sights over my body, pointing the edge toward the devil woman in some form of taunt.
No, that's not fair! I earned this one! He belongs to me!
Silence is the being's only reply as my body floats toward the angels behind the skulled being. The devil snarls and brings out a large sword, grasping it tightly in both hands.
I don't care if he's forgiven. He bears my mark!
As the angels lay their hands on me, the mark on my chest vanishes, and I inhale a breath of pure air. The sight causes yet another fear-struck gaze to cross the woman's face.
Self-sacrifice.
The skulled being lowers his scythe as the harlot floats back into the dark space, and no! Oh, so close without armor problems. No, Mickey, no! glares hard at me and the angels that hold me close.
You got off on a technicality. A stupid, minor technicality that shouldn't exist!
Despite the anger in her eyes, the woman refuses to come toward me.
Fine. But mark my words, this is not the last you will see of me. I will tear the gates of heaven apart, and when I do, you will be the first soul I fuck into the pits of hell where you belong.
Fuck me into the pits of hell. With her final vow to me, she disappears into black smoke and fades away into nothing. Am I safe now? Have I truly been freed from her grasp? Around me, I feel safe. I feel a love I cannot recognize. I can't help tears falling down my face from the wrath. I can't help feel tears falling down my face from the warmth I feel in my body. Good end, amen. That's that.
We're sorry for your loss.
Oh, the game's not over. I'm like, isn't that the game over? But no, the game's not over. I think that's Bradley as well.
Take your time. We'll escort you home when you're done.
That is Bradley.
Harlow. You saved me, but I...
If I can't have one...
Oh shit!
Huh?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, this isn't good.
Then I'll have the other.
That's not a good ending. That's a bad ending. There's no good ending. Either Helen gets taken for a pet, or I get taken for a pet. Wow. Credits. Created/written by Michaela Laws, edited by Genevieve Rose and John Deppa. Christopher by Music Escalante. Music by Christopher Escalante. Preacher Harlow, Jonah Scott, Devil Girl Victims, Angel, Michaela Laws, Helen, Genevieve. Yes, I was right! Sinful Woman, Hayden, Drunken Man/Policeman, Bradley Garrett, and Doctor is Madam Sharky. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, John, Christopher, Jonah, Genevieve, Hayden, Bradley, and Madam Sharky for putting up with Michaela's shit, giving her the stuff that she needs. Thank you so much for making time to do work with her. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of you, especially you, Michaela. I love each and every one of all of you. I love you all. Thank you so much, Michaela, and congratulations, Michaela, on completing Devil's Gospel in 2 days. This is an amazing feat. I know that I couldn't do. I don't want to say I couldn't do it because I know I can if I just try, but it takes a lot of time. And congratulations on making such an amazing game. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, make sure you give it a like, subscribe for more great content because I'm putting out new content all the time, and I'll see you all in the next video.